Welcome to 0 to 60. Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of the football.
That was his dream to play for Colorado.
McChesney grew up in Colorado, always wanted to be a Buffalo, has had a great career.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We're at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. We have a lot to talk about here today before we wrap up the weekend. College football starts this weekend. Everything starts this weekend. We have a game this evening. Mount Vista hosts Liberty. Can't wait to watch my son in his first varsity start. So, yeah, man, let's get fucking rolling. We got a lot to talk about today.
Man, this is football is here. I'm really happy. Matt, you looking forward to watching your Sunday night first varsity start for Nick? That's really exciting.
Yeah, man, we're starting a ton of new kids and good team coming in from Liberty, California squad, and I'm excited to say the least. So,
no, it's really exciting. I can't wait to hear how that goes for Nick. Shout out to him in his first start. Good luck to him. We're in the building on this fine Friday on the eve of really Week 0 of college football. Kansas State and Iowa State will kick off tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, so I can't wait to watch that. But really, the thumbnail says that we are 1 week away from Colorado versus Georgia Tech, and let's get right into some Colorado football coverage here because Jordan Seaton is a bad man. Let me just start. Let me just start with that.
We're vertical today.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this.
We have to. We got to keep building on this because now the momentum's catching.
Exactly. So let's start with this. So before we go address his reps in practice, let's start his reps and drills here. So I want to show a couple of reps from his one-on-ones here the other day.
Watch this, bro.
He is a bad man. Just take a look at this, folks. This is awesome.
Get out, throw him, knock out, get out. Wait, speed, get out. Good see.
Now, him and Sammy Sachs, as they call him, have been going at it in practice, and there you see Jordan Seaton gets the best of him there. Now, Matt, before I get your reaction on that, I got to go over to practice here because we got to discuss this practice rep of Jordan Seaton here. It was a play, and, everyone kind of just stopped, and Coach Prime went, keep going, and the Jordan Seaton kept going. Take a look.
Get off the field. Get off the
There you see Coach Prime grabbing Seaton. Matt, Jordan Seaton's about to have a monster season. I'll let you take it away. What is your input on all of this here?
I love this shit. I love seeing it. This is what I want. I mean, I've been waiting for this attitude in Boulder for so long, and look, he's now settled in. He's a sophomore. He's the leader. I think he's the best offensive lineman in the country, bro. Like, I don't care what year he is. I think this kid's going to be like first team, all everything, because they're about to be really good. The team is adopting this mindset. I don't see a world where you can have a player like this and then your offensive line only rushes the ball for 65 yards a game. There's no way. So I really, truly believe, I said this yesterday, bro. I mean, you can play the goddamn vertical from yesterday for people again so they can watch it. Just play the vertical and you can see what I have to say about this. But right at, like, this morning I wake up to top 5 draft pick posts and yada, yada, yada. Like, just remember where you heard this shit first, because I've been saying it since he walked in the building. He will be the number 1 pick in the fucking draft.
You have been saying
shit like this. Watch his pass rush reps again. Look how smooth he is. His hands are perfect. He's super explosive out of his stance. Like, everything he's doing is just the way that he, like, his initial set, the first one, the way that he kind of let him get under him, and then he reset him and posted him all the way back in. That is big time as fuck. This one, that's just a not fucking around rep. That is straight grown man shit right there. You're tossing another, I think, NFL player in Sammy Sachs on his ass. Like, just fucking straight on his head, like, yeah, bitch. And then he lets him know too. Yeah,
he does. They've been going at it.
We can be friends and still compete at the highest level on the field, and I can still call you a bitch. That's just the way this works. That's when your team does that, you're good. Yeah. Well, you think that Dre and I in practice, like, looked at each other and we were like, "Hey, buddy, how are you?" He's like, "Good. How are you?" Here, I'll tell you a story about Andre Gerard. Okay, we're in training camp. My second year going into 01, the year that we won the Big 12, and he was the best offensive lineman in the country, in my opinion. He didn't win any awards, but he was first team all everything, and he's Andre Gerard.
Yeah.
Do your fucking math, like, figure it out. So I'm playing defensive end, and he's the backside guard, and I don't read my key, and they run zone away, and my dumbass runs straight up the field, and he pulls, and he hits me in the ear hole harder than I've ever been hit in my fucking life. Lifts me off the ground and just drives me in the dirt and puts his elbow on my fucking chest and just, like, pushes me into the ground. He's like, "You're going to have to fucking try harder than that," and just runs back to the huddle, like, dripping sweat all over me, big nasty fucker. And I'm just laying there like, ah. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't fuck up my key again. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I knew that if you're going to be in the target, then that's bad. And you better do your job if you want to stay out of the target zone. So this is what you want from practice, bro. You want this kind of shit. And I'm excited to see it. And it just gives me more confidence that I think they're really on their way to being incredibly productive in the offensive line. Like, now the other offensive linemen have to fucking match this.
Yeah.
Xavier Hill, I need to see some shit like that. I need to see some motherfuckers tossed out of the barn. Yo, can you imagine the double teams with Hill and Seaton this year? I've been talking about this for a long time, but this combo is going to be like Gerard and Rodgers. Just get your fucking mind right. This is going to blow people away on the left side of the line of scrimmage.
I'm so excited, especially with the backs they have. It's going to be impressive. I want to go back to yesterday and kind of show what we discussed about Jordan Seaton. I mean, he's going to have a monster season. Let me just say that. Take a listen.
Jordan Seaton look at this big son of a bitch running.
Jordan Seaton looks good.
Look
dude.
at that fucking guy, dog. First pick in the draft. Jordan Seaton, when he comes out, is the first pick in the fucking draft. Hands down, period. I don't care what anyone says to me. I've seen him all summer. He is rocked up. He looks great. He's a leader. He's a dog. He's really, really good on top of all that shit. And he's running with the running backs down the field at 6'7", 295, 310, whatever he is.
Yeah, he's on fire, man. Let's say the least. And I'm excited for that left side of the line, too, especially with Xavier Hill, who, like, I mean, we're giving out Jordan Seaton on this level. He's played a lot of college football, and he's a hell of a player.
And you're moving a guy. Yeah, you're moving him to guard, and you're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. You're going to beat the shit out of everybody at the point of attack. You two, monster, future NFL players, go do your thing. If you're a 3 technique, bro, good luck. You better read your key, homie. You better stay in your gap because we are moving your ass in Boulder these days. I'm telling you, keep sleeping on this offensive line. You just look stupid. Everybody around the country is 6-6, and they're going to finish 4-5 in conference. And I'm like, you're high, bro. No way. Nope.
Yeah, those can keep betting against that. I mean, from what I understand, the most bet win totals, I mean, certain places are Colorado to be the over their 5.5 win total, and Colorado under their 5.5 win total. So people are, with us or against. We're with us or against us. Either way, go Buffs. But Jordan Seaton's about to have a monster season. Let's move to an interesting development regarding Shedeur Sanders. Eric Dickerson has come out and said some interesting comments regarding Shedeur Sanders' draft slide, and I want to get Matt's input on it. Take a listen, guys.
I'll tell you this much here: what I heard from someone that's in the NFL, that the NFL told other, don't draft him, do not draft him. We're gonna make an example out of him. And this came from a very good source, and he said that, I won't say who, somebody called the Cleveland Browns and said, don't do that. Draft
really?
him. Yep, draft him. Don't do that. Because they weren't going to draft him either. They weren't going to draft him.
Well, they did draft him, but yeah, that's interesting. Matt, what do you think of this?
I agree with him.
Okay.
I agree with him. It's too okay in a quarterback-driven league where guys like AR5 go 3rd overall and Johnny Manziel's bitch ass goes in the 1st round, and you've got let's be real, bro. Like Blaine Gabbert's a 1st rounder, and Brandon Whedon's a 1st rounder, and Chris Grinke at 30 years old is a 1st rounder.
Sure.
And they missed. Russell Wilson was a 3rd rounder. Yeah, true. Tom Brady went 199. This is all facts. But Shedeur was the face of college football last year, and I don't think that you can look at anything he did other than the off-the-field stuff that apparently rubbed all these GMs and owners the wrong way for some reason. Like they forgot his last name was Sanders. Like, I'm telling you, the more I keep hearing this shit, the more I agree with it, especially after watching Shedeur and how well I think he's going to do in the NFL, even though he's in fucking Cleveland. I mean, look, if he wins in Cleveland, it's going to be it'll be maybe the best job quarterbacking ever, bro. I mean, fuck. You win a Super Bowl in Cleveland and it's over. Like, you're immortalized in Ohio forever. You don't have to do anything else. Just win 1.
Exactly. I mean, seriously.
That's like winning 10 in New England or some shit because you're in fucking Cleveland. So, yes, I think that this is real, and I think that there was collusion, and I think that people actively said to each other, fuck this guy. We're gonna show him, what the NFL is. He doesn't want to play for certain teams. Fine. Like I feel like the NFL and its brass went super bitchy and decided to try and make an example. And he just keeps making everybody look stupid, which is kind of what the entire point of athletics is. Everybody doubts you constantly, and he just steps into the arena and chops you up and then lets you know about it afterwards. So look, wait until he starts having regular season success, because then he's going to really make people look fucking dumb.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't wait for the moment that happens. Now, he said someone told the Browns not to draft him. Now the Browns drafted him. So what are we at with this?
They also didn't draft him for 5 rounds. So
sure, yeah, that's true. They also
maybe Cleveland just couldn't. They just couldn't wait any longer. They were like, okay, we're gonna get a fucking 1st round talent in the 5th round. We got to take this guy. We can't. The value is too high. Look, I didn't have a problem with him trying to dictate where he wanted to go. I thought he was good enough to do that. And
sure.
I thought the Sanders name also was big enough to do that. The Manning name was big enough. The Elway name was big enough. I just didn't understand it. So look, he's playing. and he's pissed off, and this is the best motivation humanly possible.
Oh, yeah.
For an ultimate competitor. So they just spited him, and I guarantee you this will be the driving force in his career to make everyone look as dumb as humanly fucking possible.
I have a question now that I haven't asked you yet about this situation with Shedeur. And I don't think we've really discussed it that much. We might have briefly mentioned it, but how likely is it that Cleveland trades Shedeur?
I don't think it's likely this year.
Okay.
Why would
I hear a lot of chatter about that from fans and et cetera, and I'm like, I don't hold any merit to it. But at the same time, if what ED is saying is really true, then it's
they're not trading him this year. Not with 45-year-old, 90-year-old Joe Flacco.
Sure, yeah.
Fans know that the Jets and Browns are horrible, but do NFL players say amongst themselves about them that they're fucking terrible? Well, we're not stupid. We don't sit in the locker room and we're like, we play for a franchise that has a ton of historic. No, players know the history of the game, most of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, I when I went to the Jets, I knew that they were the fucking Jets. I'm not stupid. Like, I watched them my whole life. I know what they are. So when I was signed with the Broncos, I knew that I was signing with an elite franchise. When I signed with the Dolphins, I knew that I was signing with a cheap franchise. Mm-hmm. Like, people, it's what it is. We know exactly what's going on, and we know way more than the average person because we're in it.
Well said. Now let's move past this and let's look at tomorrow. Shedeur and the Browns have a final preseason game against the Rams, and Joe Flacco is going to start. I guess get a couple series, then Gabriel will play, and then I'm guessing for a majority of the second half, it's going to be Shedeur. What are your predictions for tomorrow? What do you think about it?
It's the third preseason game. I think Gabriel and Shedeur are both locks to make the roster. I don't really give a shit about this game. Obviously, I want Shedeur to play better than fucking Dylan Gabriel, who I think is shitty. I don't think he's a very good player. So, yeah, I mean, Flacco can go out there and get his 30 plays and then start the season, and we can get this motherfucker rolling, thank God. But I'm over the preseason, bro. Tomorrow's college football Saturday. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a sec because I'm really excited. I know you love betting on the NFL preseason now since we completely changed our
I don't think I'm going to do any betting on the NFL preseason tomorrow. Tomorrow is a toss-up totally because half the teams aren't playing anybody and half the teams are.
Well, if Shedeur is going to be playing in the second half, which I'm going to take a wild guess that's when he's playing, give me the Browns because he's going to do some shit. That's what I'm writing on. But I don't know if I'm going to bet it. But the line was 6.5. Cleveland. Now it's up to 7.5. Cleveland's favorite against the Rams. Shout out to FanDuel, who the show is sponsored by. But we'll see how that looks, Matt. But very interesting comments from Eric Dickerson regarding Shedeur Sanders' draft falling, so to speak. Let's move to the NFL and let's discuss division winners. And we're going to go just kind of division by division, kind of debate and discuss who we really think is going to win here as we get closer to the season. Matt, we're going to start in the AFC East, a division you're very familiar with. Right now on FanDuel, the Buffalo Bills are the favorites to win that division at -280, followed by the New England Patriots at +550, then the Dolphins at $750, and then your New York Jets at +1,700 to win the AFC East.
1,700? Jesus.
Yes. Who you got?
The fucking Bills, man. This is a terrible division. The Patriots might sneak around and fucking sniff the 7th seed, maybe, just because Vrabel's a badass.
Yeah. I
What's 1,700 is there?
1,700.
What did you expect, Woody Johnson? When you changed the fucking helmet back to the 80s Jets helmets that were like the 1 in 15 look, like really good idea. That was awesome. They're terrible. Like this, how you look is how you play. They look like shit. They play like shit. They're overrated. We don't have a quarterback again. Son of a bitch bastard. It's going to be another year of
Justin
the fucking
Fields.
Jets sucking again. Oh my God, we suck.
That's your guy.
Yeah, that's not. Shut the fuck up. Josh Allen and Buffalo win the East. And honestly, if they're not the 1 seed, then shame on them.
Who finishes second? I say New England. I think
New England finishes second, then Miami, and then the fucking Jets.
I'm going to be honest. I think the Jets finished third, and the Dolphins finished last. I think the Dolphins.
Well, fucking 5-12, 5-13 against 4-15 or whatever.
Sure, if that's what you want to think about it.
Gives a shit.
I think I've heard a lot of.
Just try and get the first pick, New York, so we can get a goddamn quarterback. Maybe I don't even know who's available next year from a perspective like Clay Public or some shit from Clemson. Who gives a fuck? There's no dynamic quarterback next year that's worth the number 1 pick anyway right now. So
East Coast Kev, shout out for the donation, bro. But that's exclusive, bro. That's an exclusive Matt McChesney song. That's all I'll say. Shout out to the donation, though, my man.
If I were to make some music, people would buy it, right? If I made a song called Wartime, that's the beat we could use too, because that shit is hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, let's do it.
There you go.
I got Buffalo, obviously. I'm gonna say New England, then Matt Jets, which plus 1,700. It's interesting. I think the Dolphins finished last. Now,
if you want to lose your money, fucking bet it on that plus 1,700.
Nope, no. That's why I call it.
That's a fucking chump bet right there.
That's a donation.
That's a fucking straight donation. That's just like, dude, take my money, idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
These motherfuckers couldn't hit sand if they fell off a camel.
Let's go to the AFC North. Now, this is going to be a debate. I think an interesting debate. The Baltimore Ravens are favored in the AFC North minus 155, followed by the Bengals plus 260, Steelers at plus 500, and the Browns at plus 3,500 here. Oh, man. Who you got?
Well, not surprising the Browns are plus 3,500. I thought it was bad in New York. Fuck. The Browns are finishing 4th. Joe Flacco is not going to take them to the promised land. Again, he's 75 years old. Even if Shedeur plays, they're finishing 4th.
Okay.
Then I think it's Pittsburgh, then Cincinnati, and then Baltimore.
Okay.
But I also think that all 3 of those teams make the playoffs.
That you and I agree on, because I think all those teams are solid, and especially the Bengals are going to bounce back. The Steelers are in prime position as well, especially defensively, Pittsburgh. But to me, I think the Bengals, it's their year to take this division. I think they're going to really – Joe Burrow is going to play well against Lamar. They got Hendrickson and Shamar back. They're going to figure it out defensively, I believe, and I think it's the Bengals' year to take that step up. But I'll say Cincy followed by – my gut says Steelers, man, and Aaron Rodgers, and then Baltimore wins 10 games.
Baltimore finishes 3rd?
Yeah. I've said it on my show. On this show.
All right, that's fair.
But, I mean, I think they all make the playoffs. Like, I think it's probably the best division in football, arguably. So, either way.
I don't think it's better than the AFC West, but I think it's good.
Yeah, you might have a point now that the Raiders are a little bit better. You have a point. Good point. Now, that was a good discussion. Now we got to go to the AFC South here. Houston is really the favorite at plus 110, but it's kind of a toss-up here with this division. Houston is plus 110. Jacksonville is plus 290. The Colts are plus 340, and then the Titans are plus 700.
Okay, I think the Titans finished 3rd, actually. I think the Colts finished 4th. So Colts, Titans, Houston, and Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville wins the South. But I think they win it with like a 9-8 record.
Jacksonville?
I think Jacksonville wins the South with like a 9-8 record, yeah.
So you think Trevor Lawrence is going to figure it out?
Not necessarily. I think the division is terrible, and I think that their defense will play better, and they do this. They just like come out of nowhere some years and win the division and shit. So Trevor Lawrence has won playoff games before. I've seen him in the divisional round twice. So Yeah, I think he could figure it out, although I also think he's a hospital ball thrower.
Yes, and we did see that in the preseason. Now, gosh, I'm not high on Trevor Lawrence. I'm kind of concerned. I'm kind of concerned about the Jaguars here with Liam Cohen leading. I mean, it's wait to be seen, but I'm not a believer in them. I think they finished last in the division. I also think that the Titans, led by Cam Ward, I think he's the least talked about number 1 overall pick ever. I think he's going under the radar. I think the lack of pressure from that will actually pay off for him. Plus, I am a believer in Cam. I really think that the Titans are a good situation for him, especially that they can run the ball. They got 2 solid running backs in Pollard and Tajay Spears. They've really improved that offensive line with J.C. Latham to right tackle. I think that's the best spot for him, and Bill Callahan's got that offensive line going. So I think the Titans finish second in that division, the Colts third, Jacksonville last, and Houston is the winner for me.
Well, we got the division flipped.
Yeah, that we do. Now let's go to the AFC West, potentially, Matt, the best division of football. Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs, or if you want to call them what JB calls them, the Chiefs Queendom, are favored at -105. Then you got Matt's Denver Broncos at +290, the Chargers at +320, and then the Raiders at +1200, which is what do you got?
All right, I'm going to go Chargers 4th, Raiders 3rd, Chiefs 2nd, Broncos 1st.
What's the Chiefs? What will the Chiefs record be?
11-6, 12-5. I think the Broncos are 12-5, 13-4. I think the Raiders are 9-8. I think the Chargers are like 7-11.
Wow.
I think the Chargers are. Look, the Chargers charger constantly. And I think that the fact that they just lost one of their starting tackles, I think that that's a big time loss in Slater.
That is a huge
loss. That is a huge fucking loss, bro. And I think that Herbert, as good as Justin Herbert is and as good as the roster looks, I think that's as far as it goes with the Chargers. I'm sorry. And I think the Raiders under Pete Carroll, all Pete Carroll does is fucking win games wherever he goes. So I don't see why the Raiders are going to be any different. And I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. To be completely frank with you, I think Geno Smith is a great game manager and perfect for what they're trying to do. And the Raiders need a little bit of a reboot, and they could be a really potentially great team going into next year. I think the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and even though they're going to be on the road, they still might be my favorite to go to the Super Bowl for all we know. And the Broncos are the best defense in football, and I think their roster is deep as fuck. And just it's going to be is if Bo Nix is really what we think he is. So I'm putting a lot of onus on Bo being really, really good because that's it. Like everything else is set up for Denver to be excellent. Their offensive line is outstanding. Their defense is outstanding. They've got the richest owner in sports. They got a first-round rookie on a fucking rookie deal. They made the playoffs last year. I think that they're very similar to that Eagles team that went down to Tampa and got fucking housed. I said this the other day, and then came back the next year and went to the Super Bowl. I would not be surprised at all if Denver is in contention at the end of the year to play in an AFC title game and potentially go to the Super Bowl.
Damn. I'm trying to really.
Eventually, a coach that's won a Super Bowl somewhere is going to win a Super Bowl somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's true.
If you look at that, what other coaches could do that this year. Sean Payton is that answer. So the Broncos are nice, bro. If they're gonna do it, history has shown that teams like this are the ones that make it. That fucking Seattle team that beat the Broncos, rookie deal, great defense, ran the fuck out of the ball, really deep roster. You know what I'm saying? Like the San Francisco teams that lost, they did. Garoppolo wasn't making bank, and Purdy was on a rookie deal. Like they lost by one possession in both those games. The Chiefs could easily be the modern day Buffalo Bills. They just find a way to win games instead of find a way to lose games like Buffalo still does. So
sure, yeah.
Look, the AFC playoffs, if I had to, because we just got done with all four divisions, right?
Yeah. That's
How do you see the
AFC
West
division.
falling out before we talk about the playoffs?
You said what?
How do you see the West falling out?
Man, give me the Chargers to win the division. Give me the Chargers to win the division. I understand they lost Slater, but I know they're moving Alt to left tackle, which I think they should have done from the jump. Give me the Chargers to win the division. I think that the Raiders are going to be the reason the Chiefs don't win the division. I think the Raiders will beat the Chiefs at least once, potentially twice. I think Pete Carroll is going to be a pain in the ass for Andy Reid. Now, with the Broncos, I think they have a good roster. I just think that defenses, especially being in the same division as Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll, they're going to figure out Bo Nix in his second season, especially having a year of tape on him. That's kind of my belief. I'd say the Raiders and Broncos have a similar record, around 8 or 9 wins. The Chargers win it around 12 or 13, and the Chiefs win 10 games.
I hate that. Like, we got a year of tape on you. They get the tape the next day. They're not.
Every quarterback has taken a step back, no matter how good they are. CJ, even how good CJ is down.
Not every quarterback in NFL history has taken a step back in their second year. Actually, there's a whole lot of first rounders, a whole lot of first year starters that really sucked initially and got a whole lot better in the second year, i.e. Troy Aikman and fucking guys like that. So Peyton Manning, fucking Tom Brady. A lot of guys didn't actually struggle in their second season. So I personally think that it's an insult to defensive coordinators to think that they would wait a year when they get the tape the next day. They're going to try and figure out how to beat him immediately. They're not going to wait an off season. If anything, Bo got better. But look, I digress. I think the playoffs turn out to be Buffalo, Denver, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati, or Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
Damn. You are really high on Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think that they're the 4th seed, bro. If they win the South.
Whew, yeah, that's fair. Well, I would say, I'm Chargers, Houston, Cincy, Baltimore, and this is not in no particular order. I was just going up the list here. Cincy, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and then Buffalo, and I guess who sneaks in there? Chiefs and Chiefs. I think the Patriots. I really think the Patriots could be a potential to win 8 or 9 games and slip into some wild card or so. I
don't think you're getting into the playoffs unless you have 11 wins.
11 wins.
Like, if you don't have 11 wins in the AFC, you ain't getting in, dog.
I think there's going to be 5 or 6 teams that have 11 wins, and then the last 2 have like 9 to 10. It's like a battle, and it'll play out.
Fair.
Let's go to the NFC, and then we'll take a break here. Let's start on the NFC East. This is going to be a fun debate here. Obviously, Philly, the Super Bowl defending champions, are favored at minus 135. Then you got the Washington Redskins at plus 220, the Dallas Cowboys at plus 550, and then Russell Wilson and the New York Giants at plus 2,200. So, Mac, take it away.
Okay. I think we're going to go Cowboys, Giants, Redskins, Eagles.
So you think the Cowboys finished last?
Yes.
So how does that play out? They're just going to struggle, even with Pickens and goddamn, what else they got in this goddamn slot? They got low weapons.
It doesn't. Schottenheimer's their head coach, and Dak Prescott's their quarterback, and the defense is a leaky faucet, and they're going to continue to be, and that's what. And Micah Parsons is telling them to stick it in their ass, and like, I don't want a contract. Stick it in your ass. He's not. It's bad in Dallas, right? It's all bad.
Yeah.
Fucking documentary. The documentary is awesome, but everything else in Dallas is bad.
Yeah. Honestly, the more I think about, because I've been saying the Giants are going to play spoiler. They could very well beat the Cowboys twice. First of all, it's going to be interesting to see how the Washington Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them, look.
The Redskins. We call them the Redskins on this show.
Redskins, that's right. Bring it back. Trump, come on, figure it out.
Come on, man, figure it out.
Yeah, but I
need their fucking name back too, please.
Do you think they could win the division?
Absolutely, they could win the division.
Like, they could have a good second year. That's the one team where I'm like, oh, they could take a step up with.
Yeah, but I also think that the Philadelphia Eagles are on the brink of their own little dynasty here.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I would not be surprised at all if Philadelphia repeats.
Really? Even with how good the AFC is and whoever comes out of the AFC?
Would I be surprised if Philadelphia just murders everyone again up front and repeats? No. They've got the same exact fucking team coming back that just literally bullied the entire NFL. That's one thing that watching this documentary made me remember is if you have bullies up front, they didn't get worse after winning the Super Bowl. If anything, they come back ultra confident, ready to repeat. And Jalen Hurts wants to repeat, and the city wants them to repeat. I just think Saquon Barkley didn't get worse. Like, A.J. Brown didn't get worse. Jalen Carter didn't get worse. Like, they re-signed all their guys. If anything, they got fucking better. They just, Philadelphia is fucking loaded, dude. They are so good. They are so good. They could easily
Bailey, he'll be back by the season, or he'll be back midway through the season.
If they're healthy, they're 15-2, 16-1.
Damn. Now, I think they could really be successful in the regular season. There's no doubt about it. Now, I think the one team that they got to worry about in the NFC in the playoffs is the Rams, and we'll talk about that because the Rams are a goddamn 3rd and 1 away from taking them out, seriously, because Matthew Stafford has Devontae Adams now. That they improved that offensive line, so that's something to watch in the NFC. But Matt, I think Washington has the potential.
Dickerson has a MCL. He's fine. He'll be back in a month.
Yeah. I think the Commanders have the potential to win the division, but right now I'm going to say Philly, takes it home, followed by the Commanders. The Giants will win 8 games, and the Cowboys will win less than 8 games. You and I are kind of on the same page there, actually, but I do think the Giants win 8 games. NFC North time here. This is going to be interesting. We'll start with the Detroit Lions, who are favored at plus 160, with then the Green Bay Packers at plus 240, J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings at plus 290, and then Caleb Williams and the Bears at plus 550.
All right, I'm going to go Bears, Vikings, Lions, Packers, and I think the Lions and the Packers both make the playoffs. The Vikings and the Bears don't.
Bears, Vikings, Lions, Packers. So you think the Packers win the division? Okay.
Packers win the division. Lions are a wild card. Vikings are 9-8, and the Bears are not good.
See, I agree with you about the Chicago Bears. I think they're in trouble. Bears, Packers, Lions, Vikings. I think J.J. McCarthy.
Look, the Lions are really good too, but I'm eager to see what that defense does when it's healthy.
Yeah, I think the Lions will be just fine. I think they win at least 10 games. The Lions are going to be fine. They're going to be a problem.
They're going to win more than 10. They're going to be a 12-win wild card. I think the Packers are going to be really good.
I think the Packers could be the team that is the 10-16 that don't make the playoffs type of situation in that division. 10-7, whatever, you get the point. Give me the Vikings to take over. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to really take the NFL by storm this season. That Vikings team itself is loaded, especially in the trenches, offensively and defensively. I really think they're going to take the NFL, or McCarthy and the Vikings are going to take the NFL by storm this season. Give me the Vikings to win at least 12.
Fair.
Let's go to the NFC South, Matt. Tampa Bay is the favorite at plus 100, followed by Atlanta at plus 210, Carolina at plus 420, and then Spencer Rattler and the Saints at plus 1,300. Oof, give me Tampa to win it. I'll say that.
Yeah, the Saints are a dumpster fire. Carolina's not much better, but they're getting better. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Atlanta's a very intriguing team. I think Atlanta or Tampa win the division. Atlanta could easily win the division, but Tampa, I'll take Tampa and Baker Mayfield and that defense, and they seem to be running that division right now.
Give me Baker and the Bucks to win the division again, but I think they're going to win it it's going to be really tight between them and Atlanta because I think Penix is really a good player, and I really think he's got a lot of weapons. He's in a really good situation. Got a good run game to take the pressure off, especially in play action and whatnot. I think Atlanta's a close second, followed by Carolina, who I think goes 8 games, which I think is a good marker for them as they keep improving. And the Saints, 6 games would be the ceiling, in my opinion.
6.
Yeah,
2.
that's generous. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the ceiling is what I'm saying. It's, but I don't know. I think the Saints are going to trade for Kenny Pickett, though. I talked about that on my show the other day because they need something.
What is your fascination with Kenny Pickett?
Nothing. I just think that he played under Kellen Moore, and they need a quarterback desperately, and that's the most logical step. I've been saying it for a while, so I stand on what I've been saying.
Small hands, Kenny.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got small hands. That's no doubt. But I think Kellen Moore needs a quarterback, so he's gonna have to deal with it. This is an interesting look here. The NFC West, Matt, is the San Francisco 49ers are favorites at plus 155, followed by the Rams at plus 200, the Cardinals at plus 390, and the Seahawks at plus 500. I'll go first. I think the Cardinals are going to finish last. I'm not a believer in Kyler Murray or anything they got going over there. I think the Seahawks are going to win more games than the 49ers, but I think they're going to finish second. I think it's the Rams division to win by far. I can't believe the Niners are favored, and I think the Niners finish third.
I think the Niners healthy are pretty fucking good. I'll take Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Arizona.
I just can't believe that. How are the Rams not favored? I don't know.
Stafford's old.
That's a good point. Well, there you have it. Now let's kind of discuss our kind of playoff predictions of the NFC. Who do you got getting out of the NFC here?
Philly's the 1. Philly's the 1. Packers are the 2. San Francisco's the 3. Tampa's the 4. And then I'll go Redskins, Lions, Falcons. Or Redskins, Lions, Rams. There you go.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like that. I think number 1 seed is going to be the Rams. 2, I'm going to have to say – it was torn. I'm going to say Philly. 3 will be the Vikings. And I guess that'll leave Baker and Tampa at 4. And then my wild card teams. God damn, this is tough. Detroit, the Redskins, and Penix in Atlanta.
Fair. Wow.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our predictions for division winners and the playoffs headed into the season here. We're going to take a brief break. On the other side, we got a couple things to discuss before we get out of here. Cam Newton responded to Gilly when Gilly got handed the Super Bowl championship that the Eagles won by Big Don, their security, big Italian security guy, and he went, "Kendall got one of these." Well, Cam Newton responded to Gilly in due fashion, so we're going to discuss that. Also, we got some other funny news regarding NFL cheerleading that we have to discuss, and the SEC is making some changes regarding their conference scheduling, so we also get to discuss that as well. All this and more here on the other side. If you're watching, hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family today. We can't thank you enough for tuning in. We'll see you on the other side, folks. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass, pro, and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
And we're back. Hit the like button. Week 0 of college football starts tomorrow. Can't wait. Begins right in the morning, and then preseason. And, man, football's back. Let's fucking go. Matt, let's discuss SEC scheduling news here as they've finally made a change that I think a lot have been pushing for. The SEC is moving to a 9-game football conference football schedule starting next year in 2026. What do you think of this? I think this is something that's long overdue, especially people calling from the Big 12 saying that the SEC should do this and align with the Big 12. But, Matt, go ahead.
I dig it. Thank God. You know, we talked about this literally yesterday on the show that they need to move to 9 games, and they moved to 9 games. So good. It's more quality football and less bullshit.
Yep.
So now they can only play one shitty team a year.
Yeah.
Which is good. Everybody usually has one pushover on their schedule. And it gives those kids at Delaware and shit an opportunity to go play at CU. Better not fucking lose to Delaware, I'll tell you that. But it's good. I'm glad that the SEC is doing this. They need to do it. There's too many schools in that conference not to do it.
I'm curious what scheduling things that SEC schools do with this announcement, because I'm sure there's some loophole to this in some way to where they're going to slip a small school in at some point, potentially a former member of the SEC or something like that. I think something to watch, man, because I don't know.
They can't do that. They'll play 9 conference games like everyone else.
I'm interested to see how it plays out, but this is something I think all conferences across have been pushing for, and this is a good development for the SEC. Now, let's stick in college football here, and this is something that, Matt, I want your discussion and your input on here. We already discussed Gilly going at Cam Newton. Now, Auburn retired Cam Newton's jersey. I will just say that now, but among other things, Cam Newton responded to Gilly, like I mentioned, going at him with the Super Bowl trophy, saying, Cam ain't got one of these. Take a listen to Cam's response in due fashion here.
You ain't never had one of these.
He went into all a bunch of personal shit. So what, I'm supposed to be the bigger man? No, I'm Petty Murphy, man. As long as you shoot at me, I can shoot back. Cam putting up fake videos, talk about this me dancing in a ludicrous video. Come on, bro. That was you twerking.
Petty Murphy, Petty LaBelle. Nice to meet you. But you know what? Petty Cam, stay over there. I ain't even gotta talk with this one. I made a real video, Gilly.
Gilly ain't never had one of these. Or this. Thank you, Auburn. Gilly ain't got one of these.
Ain't nobody gonna wear number 2 from here on out, because we're retiring your number, brother.
Gilly ain't never got one of these.
So you wanna add ask that question again, what you was doing in 1999? Well, something was twerking. Well, 1999 for me, Gilly, I was dominating in rec football league, bro. Fast forward 7 years later, bro, I was dominating in high school, doggy. Then I go on to get some more hardware from a shrine, dog. So during my shrine collection, you was trying to rap.
Talk that shit, Cam.
I'm surprised he didn't break out his MVP trophy.
Exactly. I'm sure. I mean, well, we could let it play. He goes off on it for like 3 minutes, man. I mean,
You should. I mean, look, I know Gilly's a friend of the program or a friend of the fucking CU program and shit, I guess.
everybody different. They don't forget to let us know and remind us. We know.
Yeah, we know. But Cam's right. I mean, I don't understand the beef here. Like, Gilly's just a fan. Cam is a Heisman Trophy winner, NFL MVP. I know he had a shitty Super Bowl. He's far from the first quarterback to have a shitty Super Bowl. He lost to Peyton Manning. I mean, fuck, man.
But this all started because Cam said Jalen Hurts isn't a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, and Gilly, obviously, he's a jock sniff, bro.
Offended.
He's a professional jock sniff. He's such a good jock sniff that he's on the sidelines and shit, sniffing jock.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
But that's true. I'm sure that's going to hurt Prime Sexual's feelings, but I don't listen to Gilly. I don't know who he is. I don't give a Tiffany fuck. I think he's just a professional jock sniff, and he's on the sideline giving advice and shit, and that's cool. I hope it's good advice, and Coach Prime knows him better than I do, but as far as I'm concerned, he looks like a professional jock sniff to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Cam for the response to Gilly here, because
we'll put it like this: he's no Luther Campbell.
Sure. Shout out to Cam on his response.
Let's be real, dog. Like he's no Luther Campbell.
And also shout out to Cam on his jersey retirement at Auburn.
Big time. How long did that take?
Too long. I don't understand this comment where he needs to thank Shedeur for the retirement.
Why does he need to thank Shedeur?
Good question.
Maybe thank Travis. Travis won the Heisman, not Shedeur.
Exactly. I was just going to say, did Shedeur win the Heisman? It doesn't make sense.
That usually is but that's why people were upset, because it usually takes that long to get something retired.
Yeah, literally.
Well, my thing is, though, I bet this might get a little heat for saying this. I would bet that Shedeur and Travis 15 years from now, when they're not playing in the NFL anymore and they've got families and they're old heads, I bet you that they would rather have their jersey retired 15 years from now in front of their families when they're old and going back and being truly appreciated instead of something that happened so fast that people scrutinized it. That's all I'm saying.
True. No, that's a great point, man.
As an old head, going back home and being appreciated feels good, especially from all the people that tell me they're going to beat me up and shit.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't wait for the season. I can't wait to hear about all of the fun interactions between Matt McChesney and Colorado Buffaloes fans. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Golly.
Look, it's already happening. Sounds like hate.
You've been in the show
because I'm saying that when Travis Hunter is 40 years old and Shedeur's 40 years old, if their numbers were to be retired when they were 40 in front of their families, I bet you when they're 40, they might appreciate it differently. That's all I'm saying.
That is a good point. I really do think they would appreciate it differently just because of age, time, and respect for sure. Matt, let's make some predictions here. Before we close out on a funny note here. Let's make some predictions. College football week 0 is here. We've discussed it, we've debated it, and I think we since this show is brought to you by FanDuel, we may put together a little live bet or something for you guys here. But let's start off with the game of the weekend here. The first game, Iowa State, Kansas State. I've already said it. I think Avery Johnson and K-State are going to blow Iowa State out of the water in Dublin personally. I think Avery Johnson's really going to take the next step up there for them. And also, K-State's going to be able to run the ball. It's what they do, and I expect them to continue that against Iowa State. Matt, who you got?
What's the numbers?
K-State's 3.5-point favorites.
What's the over-under?
Over-under is 50.5. I would take the under since it's in Dublin.
I'll take Iowa State and the over.
Oh. So you think Iowa State's going to cover 3.5? Do you think they'll win?
Yeah, I think Iowa State wins.
Wow.
And they hit the over.
So you're high on Rocco Becht?
No. This is it's a rivalry game.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Absolutely. Well, folks, bet as you will on FanDuel. Shout out to them. D Jones likes the over. Shout out to D Jones in the chat. Let's go to another Big 12. One Big 12 team here. We got Fresno State led by Kurt Warner's son EJ. Fresno State heads to Kansas. Take on Kansas, and I believe their new stadium here. Kansas is 13.5 point favorites against Fresno State. Give me Fresno State to cover 13.5.
I'll take Fresno State to win in Lawrence.
What?
Oh yeah.
Why?
They do this all the time, bro. Fresno State beats fucking Division I like powerhouses on the road constantly. Fresno State beat me in college to open the season in Boulder with David Carr.
Okay, I see where this is going. Okay, I see where this is coming from.
I'll take fucking Fresno State on the road to beat Kansas.
Wow. Okay.
They're ruin the fucking homecoming, ruin the stadium.
Yeah, you said fuck the new stadium, everything.
You, I'm telling you, I'm going to parlay Iowa State and Fresno State together. In fact, I'm going to do that shit right
so
now.
Let me write this down because I'm in Seattle, so I got to go. Anyway, I got to go to the casino to figure all this shit out. But I got K-State minus 3.5, and then I got Fresno to cover. I still think Kansas is going to win, but I think Fresno is going to cover. Matt thinks Fresno's going to go. That would be a hell of a win for Kurt Warner's son in his first game, no? How do you feel about the total? Because I think both teams got especially Kansas, they certainly got a lot of weapons. Over-under is 49.5. Give me the over. Oh, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, you're going to have to take the over on that if I expect Fresno to win.
Yeah. Cool. So that's another week 0 game. We can discuss smaller school games. Idaho State at UNLV. UNLV has two interesting quarterback situation between a Virginia transfer and also Alex Orji, the Michigan transfer. UNLV is 27.5 point favorites, and Dan Mullen's first game as head coach at UNLV.
UNLV will win this game. They better fucking win this game.
Facts. They have facts. They better win and cover too. Shit, might as well. I don't know if you have any input on Sam Houston State at Western Kentucky.
None.
None. Okay.
None.
How about Stanford, Hawaii? I personally think Hawaii blows out Stanford. Stanford's got to travel to Hawaii. Hawaii's 2.5 point favorites at home against Stanford.
Stanford will win. They've got better players than Hawaii.
Give me Hawaii. That travel is brutal, and this game is like eerily reminds me of UCLA traveling to Hawaii early in the year. I think Stanford's going to really struggle as a program. I'm going to be honest. I think they have to travel the most out of any team in college football. They're up there certainly.
Yeah, why to go Hawaii? Why you're in the ACC and now you're going to Hawaii to open the season? That's real smart. Bunch of smart dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah. It makes no sense. Give me
what team would I like to you to schedule next season other than Nebraska? Nebraska. I want to play those bastards every fucking year for the rest of my life.
Yeah, like it's
I fucking Oklahoma maybe.
Jeez. Give me Hawaii minus 2.5 and under 50.5 on the total. Because I just think with the travel, especially Stanford, this is going to be a slower game.
Watch out. Iowa State and Fresno State are going to fucking shock the world.
If Fresno, I can't wait to come back on Monday and discuss because
this is some powerhouse and shit.
No, Matt, I'm a football junkie. I'm happy football's back.
Oh, yes. Fucking Kansas.
So let's talk about Kansas. How are they going to do in the Big 12, Matt?
They'll do well. They're a tough
How
team.
well?
They'll be 6-6.
Okay, so I don't know if that's well. That's
Go to the fucking like Las
so
Vegas
far
Bowl
from
or
Light
something.
Bowl, especially. He's had a lot of success there. It really turned around that program since their struggles.
They've gotten a lot better. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Sticking on week 0 here. That's really kind of it on college football here in week 0. I don't know if Matt has any input on Sam Houston State and Western Kentucky. I don't personally. That's the highest total of any of the games this week at 61.5. So that could be potentially a shootout, but I don't know. Folks, up to you. But the show is brought to you by FanDuel. And this has been a good show here on this fine Friday. Question from Joey B. Matt, why is it CU playing CSU until 2029?
Because the schools are dumb and they can't figure out a way to make this happen. Like, they should be playing every year as well. We should play Nebraska and Colorado State every single fucking year. Well, I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yes, I agree.
I mean,
We've talked about
two
this
biggest games in the last 2 years or the 4 biggest games were Nebraska at home, Nebraska and Lincoln, CSU at home, CSU and Fort Collins. All those games were huge. They were huge. Especially the CSU game in Boulder, where CU came back, was like a historical game. CU beat the fuck out of Nebraska at home, and then they went and got their ass kicked in Lincoln. So it's supposed to be that way. It's a rivalry game where you hate each other. Yeah, it's better when you've got hate in college football. It's not like the NFL.
That's a good point.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm super excited for fucking Delaware and Wyoming, but I mean, the fuck, man. Like,
oh man. Well, that's our breakdowns of week 0 of college football. We'll definitely dive into week 1 more next week because the week 1 slate's insane. Everyone's excited about it. We certainly got a lot of input on it. Matt and I are already opposed against Texas and Ohio State. I got Texas. Matt's got Ohio State. And we'll certainly debate that game leading up to it next week, as well as Colorado and Georgia Tech and more. But we got to end on a funny note, Matt. And this is more news from the NFL cheerleading front. The Philadelphia Eagles have some male cheerleaders, and there's a video, I guess. Take a look.
My name is Pink, and I'm really glad to meet you.
Gotta mute it before we get copyrighted. So this is this is what this is, and then, again, the people keep posting this bullshit, and you know this is what the NFL is now, 2025. Matt, you know.
I guess my question is, like, are all do you have to be gay to be a male cheerleader? Because the male cheerleaders in college don't look like these guys, and like they're not flaunting being gay and being associated with the NFL. I guess that's my thing here is like, go be a cheerleader. Good for you. That's awesome. Go cheer. Why does it need to be so? Why do we need to be so flamboyant in our attempt to?
Yeah.
Why so flamboyant in your attempt to like show that they are now?
Yeah, what in the fuck?
In the NFL? Why? I just don't get it. I just go cheer. Like, fuck. I mean, the fact that it is what it is, man. I don't know. I'm just going to focus on the game, and hopefully the Broncos don't go down this road, because the Broncos.
You are what? You're in Colorado, Matt. What do you mean?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. There's not any of this going on in Colorado, so I don't know what you're talking about. The Broncos don't seem to have this issue going on right now. I haven't seen any videos of them.
Just wait. I'm sure I can't wait. There's more teams. You notice how like as time goes on.
The Walmart group seems like real. They seem like they're really into shit like this. Nope.
Unbelievable. Wow.
But I will say this though.
Fucking Christ. So bad.
people in the comments are coming after your ass.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, you come up with. You're always coming up with new shit like this for the show. I will tell you that.
Oh yeah, it's to get your reaction to it, and people seem to enjoy it, and then they go at me for planning and being a good producer, and because people forget that I don't just host the show, I also produce it and do every little thing behind the scenes that you see. So while talking, anyway, we'll be back on Monday talking all things college football news, Colorado Buffaloes news, and reacting to week 0 of college football, and Shedeur Sanders, whatever he does in the preseason, and Dylan Gabriel as well, because, this is also a Cleveland Browns show, basically. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here? And this has been a good week, a really good week here. Man, unbelievable guests this week. Any closing thoughts?
No, man, I'm speechless at this point. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'll see everybody on Monday.
See you guys on Monday. I'll be live in about 40 minutes with Alcorn State Coach Leroy Frederick, really previewing and diving into week 0 in depth. Hit that like button, folks, and subscribe. Become a member of the Dungeon family today. I'll see you guys on Monday, folks. Peace.